The entertainment industry is shocked by stories of Yandy's apparent divorce, Mendeecees' alleged assault, and Tamar Braxton's pregnancy. The question, how did everything fall apart so fast, is all over social media, and fans are stunned by what they're learning. What started off as discreet rumors of a link between Tamar and Mendeecees became a full-fledged crisis that no one could have predicted. People close to the celebs said that things got out of control after shocking news about Tamar's pregnancy surfaced. Rumor has it that Mendeecees' surprise response caused emotional breakdowns, furious arguments, and even talks about filing a lawsuit. Insiders describe a night of shouting, accusations, and agony so severe that it's hard to pinpoint the real sufferer behind the scenes. The internet is shocked that Yandy is apparently divorcing her husband. Did Tamar really find herself in a dangerous love triangle? Was this even worse? Or did Mendeecees reach his limit? Tonight, we're dissecting everything from the first rumors about Tamar's secret to the shocking claims that have turned 3 lives upside down. This tale has it all: heartache, betrayal, and the drama that comes only from the real world. Get some popcorn. Then, the stress started to increase long before anyone realized how unstable the situation would become. People close to Tamar Braxton have been making references to a secret pregnancy for weeks. What truly surprised everyone, though, was the alleged altercation with Mendeecees. Fans were shocked. As rumors spread on social media, the family was divided and feelings were running high. Insiders claimed that the night of the purported incident was turbulent, with voices rising, accusations flying, and emotions about to blow up. According to sources, Tamar was informed that she would soon become pregnant, which ought to have brought joy and celebration. What followed, however, was anything but joyous. Mendeecees supposedly responded aggressively, and the excitement provided a way to fear and uncertainty, which led Tamar to file a lawsuit. Friends close to Tamar recalled her trembling hands and tearful eyes as she expressed her fears, while onlookers said the intensity of the conflict was almost intolerable to witness. It was said that tensions within the family were at an all-time high. Neighbors and family members recalled long evenings spent sobbing over the phone and quiet conversations, frequent altercations, and slammed doors. There was a great deal of tension, uncertainty, and unspoken anger in the air. According to those who were present, rumors started to spread as soon as social media fans became aware of the problem. As many people tried to piece together what had transpired, conflicting versions added layers of complexity to an already explosive story. After being horrified by the claimed assault, Tamar reportedly had to make the difficult decision to join the courts. Her legal team is reportedly preparing statements, obtaining evidence, and ensuring that her version of the story is heard. According to reports, Yandy was upset to hear about the accusations. She allegedly had a number of contentious discussions with friends and relatives about the future of her marriage. Following discovering the news, which was said to be shocking, her feelings were running high as she battled betrayal, hurt, and confusion. Fans were particularly vocal on the internet, with some voicing skepticism and others supporting Tamar. Discussion boards were brimming with thoughts, speculations, and debates about whether the accusations were true and what might happen. Insiders assert that both Tamar and Yandy were overrun by public attention, despite the fact that cameras, reporters, and social media users followed every sign of unrest. As the dispute progressed, it appears that the dynamics among the group of friends and family underwent a substantial shift. Many people who had previously remained neutral found themselves taking sides, giving advice, or distancing themselves entirely in order to avoid becoming collateral damage in the escalating conflict. Private conversations, texts, and phone conversations reportedly became contentious platforms where allegations and defenses were swiftly exchanged. The claimed incident escalated from being a private concern to a public spectacle, putting relationships and reputations in jeopardy. Mendeecees is reportedly finding it challenging to address the accusations. Sources claim that the man is caught between defending his actions and handling the mounting public pressure, his relationships, and his legal obligations. He reportedly expressed his annoyance and surprise in conversations with close friends as he tried to make sense of what was going on. The news of Tamar's pregnancy and the alleged assault caused everyone involved to tread a tightrope of emotions. A new degree, much drama was introduced with the involvement of the court. Legal professionals familiar with previous high-profile instances predict that the proceedings will be difficult, highly monitored, and emotionally taxing for all those involved. They have varied opinions about what justice would entail in such a complex, extensively publicized circumstance. Fans and media outlets were prepared to make predictions about possible outcomes. In an effort to protect her privacy and her unborn child, Tamar is reported to have remained steadfast throughout this battle, seeking guidance from legal lawyers and supportive friends. Friends note that she had incredible resilience, handling the emotional turmoil with careful planning and strategic decisions. Meanwhile, fans conjecture over the implications for Yandy's marriage. personal life, and the greater group of reality TV stars included only increased public interest in her leaving the residence, which was allegedly a direct response to what had happened. Emotions burned hot throughout this intricate system. The family was divided as a result of growing tensions and conflicting allegiances that may erupt at any moment. Friends, admirers, and media outlets watched in expectation, trying to decipher the smallest clues that might reveal the truth. The pregnancy, the alleged assault, and Yandy's response created an explosive blend of fear, grief, and secrecy. Insiders claim that the night of the incident is being meticulously pieced together, with each detail scrutinized to ensure that the story is as accurate as possible, given the circumstances. Social media is still a battleground for ideas, speculation, and outrage. As the action unfolds, discussions are stimulated by each new post, comment, and video clip without seeming to be slowing down. The claimed attack and the pregnancy revelation have drawn attention from fans around the country, turning personal agony into a public spectacle. The scandal's aftermath purportedly had an impact on all those associated with the parties involved, altering relationships, testing allegiances, and forcing them to make difficult decisions. Everyone in this challenging situation is dealing with the weight of both public exposure and personal trauma. The pregnancy, the alleged assault, and Yandy's departure are all being closely watched by fans as pivotal moments. Insiders claim that every decision taken behind closed doors is deliberate, every word is well considered, and every move is planned to protect one's personal and legal interests. Tamar says she navigates the complex intersection of pregnancy, alleged assault, and legal action. She is believed to rely heavily on her inner circle, legal counsel, and inner strength. Every day, new difficulties emerge as the world watches and the story develops. The family is divided, fans are in disbelief, and emotions are raging. However, Tamar is allegedly steadfast in her determination to protect her pregnant child, speak up for her rights, and ensure that her voice is heard amid the chaos surrounding her. The repercussions from these tragedies continue to dominate discussions in the media, online, and within personal networks. As Yandy is allegedly moving out, the tension only increases. Mendeecees is dealing with legal matters while preparing for the future tomorrow. Everyone involved is reportedly impacted by the incident that has received national attention, and every phone call, public appearance, and conversation bears the consequences of what has transpired. The alleged assault, Tamar's pregnancy, and Yandy's reaction have set the stage for weeks or even months of nonstop drama, speculation, and emotional turmoil. In a story that seems to be getting more complex by the hour, fans keep track of every development, evaluate every comment, and look forward to the next chapter. The feelings were flowing high. Everyone was left wondering what would happen after the family was split up. Sources highlight Tamar's methodical and cautious approach, which blends legal strategy with individual fortitude. Even though the alleged incident has left her in a difficult and stressful situation, she is supposedly still focused on protecting herself and her child. Fans and insiders are left wondering what will happen to Yandy's private and public life in the future as a result of her seemingly swift and dramatic response, which heightens the tension in the issue. The drama doesn't appear to be letting down, with each new discovery igniting more speculation and research. Fans, friends, and family are keeping an eye on every decision, every comment, and every deed. Insiders claim that tomorrow's pregnancy, Yandy's departure, and the alleged assault signify a turbulent time in the lives of everyone involved, with long-term repercussions that might take months to manifest. Tamar's courage in coming out has received both acclaim and condemnation, and the night of the alleged assault is still remembered as a pivotal moment. The plot continues to develop in the midst of the turmoil, demonstrating the complex interactions of ties, feelings, and consequences that characterize this catastrophic situation. The family was split, fans were shocked, and emotions were running high. The next chapter is set in action by the intricate web of court cases, personal turmoil, and public scrutiny. Every action, reaction, and revelation that occurs as the first section of this story draws to a close threatens to intensify the already tremendous drama around Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandy. Tension escalated as soon as Tamar Braxton's pregnancy and the alleged assault were made public, drawing attention from all parties. After the shocking discovery, Tamar reportedly spent lengthy hours talking with her legal team and painstakingly documented every detail she could recall from the alleged incident with men. Friends claim that although she was obviously shaken, she remained unwavering, despite the stakes having never been higher. The unborn child intensified the urgency of her actions, and the public nature of the drama only made her situation more stressful. Yandy, however, seemed to have trouble understanding the information. When the news hit her like a tidal wave, insiders said she was devastated, angry, and deceived. According to Yandy's close friends, she paces the house, cries occasionally, and calls family members and experts to attempt to figure out what to do next. Fans were shocked, emotions were running hot, and the family was divided as friendships were tested and allegiances were questioned in surprising ways. According to sources, the alleged night of attack began with a seemingly ordinary conversation that quickly descended into turmoil. Doors slamming, loud shouting, and what sounded like angry arguments echoing through the hallways are all reported by neighbors. Tamar apparently became more anxious even before the altercation peaked because she saw a shift in Mendeecees' behavior, which made her consider filing a lawsuit. Friends claim that she regularly expressed concerns about her safety and the well-being of her pregnant kid, and it was these concerns that finally prompted her to seek assistance from the court. As the problem emerged, social media users rapidly became aware of it, searching every post, story, and image for clues. Conjecture ran rampant as followers questioned the accuracy of the claims, the potential motivations of those involved, and the impact on Yandy and her relationship with Mendeecees. While some questioned the discovery, timing, and public nature, others commended Tamar for her courage and discernment in taking legal action. Sources claim that by forcing people to cope with both public scrutiny and personal sorrow at the same time, the media focus simply made everyone's emotional burden worse. As the drama developed, Tamar's legal team reportedly produced vast volumes of supporting documentation. Friends claimed that she spent hours reviewing correspondence, making schedules, and consulting specialists to ensure her statements were credible and understandable. Insiders claim that because Tamar was determined to protect her unborn child, she didn't let fear or intimidation deter her from acting morally. Yandy's decision to leave the house made matters more challenging. Insiders claim that she abruptly left because she felt overworked, alone, and uncertain about her future. Fans and the media speculated about this right away. Talking with close friends reveals that she considered every choice, juggling her emotional demands with the public spectacle that had already consumed her existence. Due to Tamar's departure, Mendeecees had to cope with both the personal damage from her claims and the legal ramifications of the charges. Following the pregnancy declaration and the alleged assault, fans' opinions became mixed. Others said they were shocked and surprised because they were unable to reconcile the activities reported to Mendeecees with the public persona they were accustomed to. Others expressed sympathy for Tamar, highlighting the courage required to take legal action in such highly private circumstances. The feelings were flowing high, the kinship was divided, and every conversation appeared to worsen rather than improve the situation. Mendeecees made an effort to respond in private by getting in touch with friends and advisors to decide on his next move. Insiders claim that the strain from the law, public attention, and potential damage to his relationships overwhelmed him. Due to the alleged assault in the revelation of Tamar's information, every choice had significant legal and psychological ramifications. Expectancy. It seems that Mendeecees and Tamar both focused on the court proceedings. Legal experts claim that circumstances involving alleged assault and pregnancy can be complex, often requiring thorough documentation and overcoming both personal and legal challenges. In order to better grasp the drama as it unfolded, fans closely monitored statements, court documents, and public appearances. Sources claim that Tamar is notable for her perseverance and methodical approach, which demonstrate her dedication to protecting herself and her unborn child. Tamar strikes a balance between making practical decisions and being emotionally vulnerable. According to her close friends, despite apparently having to spend many nights worrying, planning, and reflecting, she never wavered in her pursuit of justice. In the interim, as Yandy battled with the fallout for her future emotional suffering and public perception, her departure brought its own set of difficulties. Reports state that the emotional intensity of the event was unmatched, with each party bearing the consequences of their choices. The pregnancy, the claimed assault, and Yandy's departure created a complicated web of interpersonal dynamics. Family, friends, and supporters closely monitored the issue, debating who was correct, what may happen next, and how it would ultimately be resolved. Insiders claim that even seemingly insignificant interactions were closely monitored, with casual comments, social media posts, and body language all being scrutinized for meaning. During this chaos, Tamar is reported to have taken the initiative to ensure her safety, collaborate with legal counsel, and be prepared for anything. She prioritized her health and the well-being of her unborn child while closely monitoring the public's perception and information flow through communication with good buddies. Fans were shocked, the family was divided, and emotions were running high. But Tamar's determination seemed to remain unwavering. However, Yandy's experience highlights the psychological toll of managing such a widely reported conflict. Her leaving the residence was reportedly both a personal necessity and a symbolic move, marking a departure from the current chaos and a go away from the main focus of the drama to digest her emotions. As the story developed, fans and followers engaged in a narrative war on social media, exchanging opinions, analyzing posts, and debating each other's actions. In addition to coping with media attention and fan speculation, acquaintances claimed she relied on close confidants to help her deal with the stress and uncertainty. Insiders claim that the public nature of the crisis made every decision, statement, and conversation more intense. making privacy almost unattainable and increasing the emotional stakes. Mendeecees reportedly found himself in the midst of a strong storm. Yandy's departure, Tamar's pregnancy, and the alleged assault all contributed to a scenario where every action was scrutinized. Every decision had consequences, and every connection was tested. Sources claim that he struggled to manage the legal, private, and public aspects simultaneously and often turned to friends for support and guidance. The night of the claimed attack, the pregnancy disclosure, and the subsequent events set in motion weeks of drama, legal wrangling, and emotional turmoil. Friends and family reportedly watched anxiously, understanding that the situation would impact not only the individuals involved, but also the broader dynamics of their relationships. Supporters closely monitored the narrative, anticipating updates, remarks, and fresh viewpoints. Insiders emphasize that Tamar continues to put her child's safety, her health, and her legal strategy first. She reportedly tackled each day with careful planning, emotional intelligence, and a determination to maintain control in a situation that had spiraled out of both public and private control. The uncertainty was heightened by Yandy's departure, which brought attention to the complexity and gravity of the situation and left spectators uncertain about what might occur next. As Chapter 2 of this voyage draws to a close, the intricate interplay of court battles, emotional turmoil, and public scrutiny sets the stage for even more dramatic events. The family is still divided, fans are still watching, and emotions are running high, which all suggests that the forthcoming chapter will be just as intriguing and erratic. Tamar Braxton's shocking disclosures continued to reverberate throughout her group, causing captivating and unpredictable tension among all those concerned. Insiders claim that the days after her pregnancy and the alleged assault were filled with meetings, legal counsel, and contentious conversations. Tamar reportedly researched her court strategy, carefully examined the information, and prepared remarks for much of the time with her solicitors. According to reports, she is determined to hold Mendeecees accountable for his alleged actions while safeguarding her unborn child. Friends describe her as both emotionally exhausted and unwavering, and she finds an equal balance between fear, expectation, and hope. Yandy was reportedly coping with shock and despair in the interim. She reportedly had moments of despair, anger, and bewilderment as she attempted to understand the extent of what had transpired. She wondered how her marriage had gotten to that point because of the emotional toll of her legal actions and the public spectacle. Tamar's departure from the house was both necessary and symbolic. According to those who were close to her during long talks with relatives and tearful evenings, it marked a turning point in her life and her relationship with Mendeecees. Fans were shocked, emotions were running high, and the family was divided, with many expressing doubts about commitment and trust. The days after the court filings were very difficult for Tamar and Mendeecees. Insiders claimed that emotions were running high during their talks, with both parties expressing hurt, irritation, and accusations. It seems that Tamar asked Mendeecees regarding his behavior, emphasizing the seriousness of the assault claims and their potential impact on her pregnancy. Witnesses reported that Mendeecees appeared defensive but obviously afraid, being aware that the events could have a long-term effect on both his personal and public existence. The media frenzy surrounding the case intensified as more details emerged in an attempt to determine the truth of the allegations. Every post, piece, and interview was scrutinized by fans. Others praised Tamar for her courage and determination in protecting herself and her child, while others talked about the ramifications for Yandy Mendeecees and the wider circle of friends and relatives. Rumors proliferated on social media, and insiders claimed that everyone's stress levels were raised by the constant scrutiny. Additionally, others claimed that Tamar's objectives extended beyond legal matters. In order to ensure a safe and appropriately monitored pregnancy, she allegedly worked extensively with medical personnel to balance her physical well-being with the psychological effects of the widely known attack. Friends saw that she was tenacious and resilient under pressure, paying great attention to every detail from documenting incidents to managing correspondence with solicitors. During this period, Yandy had similar challenges. She reportedly battled feelings of betrayal, anger, and concern for her family's future. Speaking with close friends, it becomes evident that she was attempting to understand the implications of Tamar's legal actions while also balancing her feelings regarding her marriage and the public attention it got. Despite the public outpouring of solidarity from those who sympathized with her circumstances, sources claim that because of the intensity of the emotions, Yandy occasionally felt alone. The alleged assault and Tamar's pregnancy also sparked heated discussions among friends and family. Insiders claim that while people grappled with questions of moral obligation, protection, and trust, their allegiances were tested. While some supported Tamar, emphasizing the importance of accountability and security, others expressed concerns about the broader impacts on relationships and everyone's mental wellness. The family's divide and strong emotions created an environment of heightened tension and constant awareness, Legal experts reportedly shared their thoughts on the issue, emphasizing that cases involving both assault and pregnancy claims require careful preparation and documentation. Reports state that Tamar's solicitors ensured that every detail from to strengthen her argument. Time ranges for supporting assertions were recorded. Meanwhile, Mendeecees employees had the challenge of responding appropriately in the face of heightened public scrutiny. According to sources, Tamar's interactions with Mendeecees became more strategic as each step was subject to interpretation by the media and the court. Even in the face of provocation, she maintained her composure, according to acquaintances, making sure that her conversations were legal and sensible. Sources claim that this tactic not only protected her from potential errors but also demonstrated her commitment to pursuing justice and protecting her unborn child. The logical approach, which contrasted sharply with the emotional reactions from those concerned, demonstrated Tamar's persistence and foresight. Reports claim that Yandy's choice to relocate away from home produced fresh dynamics. Sources claim that the move served as both a tactical stop and an emotional release, allowing her to process her feelings and consider her options. She maintained regular communication with family and reliable advisors in order to strike a balance between her need for privacy and the demands of public attention. Friends note that in addition to resolving the growing dispute between Tamar and Mendeecees, Yandy was able to, while she is away from the house, she can focus on her emotional recovery and get insight. Sources claim that as the days passed, emotions occasionally flared up in public areas. Paparazzi and other agencies captured moments of seeming uneasiness, brief altercations, and subtle exchanges that fueled speculation. Fans started talking about each interaction, examining body language, talks, and examining facial gestures for signs of potential conflict or reconciliation in the future. Insiders claimed that because these conversations were public, everyone was under more stress, which led to an atmosphere of heightened awareness and unstable emotions. In the meantime, Tamar allegedly continued to put her own health and the safety of her pregnancy first. Reports state that she follows strict schedules, maintains constant communication with her medical team, and finds a careful balance between relaxation, her legal obligations, and self-reflection. Friends observed that her discipline and perseverance allowed her to navigate the high-stakes situation with clarity and purpose, demonstrating her determination to protect her unborn child while seeking justice. While still managing the emotional impact, Yandy reportedly sought opportunities to rebuild her support system. According to sources, she largely turned to friends, relatives, and professional counselors to help her cope with the pain of betrayal and public scrutiny. Although it was emotionally draining, leaving the house allowed her to regain her agency and establish boundaries that were essential to her mental health. Due to the combination of public, private, and legal forces, every day was unclear. New challenges also emerged as Tamar and Mendeecees' case progressed. Fans monitored social media closely, sharing ideas, speculating about the future, and taking part in heated debates. According to insiders, Tamar and Yandy occasionally felt more anxious due to the volume of online comments. Because public opinion influenced the narrative and added emotional weight, the family was divided, and emotions were running high. But Tamar's resilience and Yandy's network of supporters protected her from the mayhem. Insiders claimed that as the legal matter developed, Tamar's staff focused on creating a compelling case. Paperwork, witness statements, and supporting documentation were reportedly the cornerstones of her strategy. Mendeecees faced mounting pressure to respond responsibly, as the public, family, and legal authorities were all deeply involved. Observing everything they do, insiders claim that this portion of the drama required patience, planning, and meticulous attention to detail, highlighting the challenge of managing well-known court disputes involving close relationships. In the meanwhile, friends said that Tamar maintained daily contact with supportive individuals in her life, ensuring that she had guidance and assistance throughout. By establishing a balance between emotional sensitivity and strategic thinking, she evidently is able to endure the intense public scrutiny, while focusing on her personal needs and the protection of her unborn child. The combination of careful preparation and strength demonstrated her determination to pursue justice and maintain control of a situation that had devolved into public chaos. Because of the things that were happening, there was constant stress, from the alleged assault to Yandy's departure and the pregnancy revelation.